This episode is brought to you by Squarespace.
Have you ever gone to pick a bottle of wine for a dinner party and thought that the label on the bottle was in another language?
Well, that's because there's a good chance it was in another language. This one says it's a superior grade cab with bold juiciness, rich flavor, and fine texture.
Today on How to Adult, we're going to give you some pointers on picking out a bottle of wine that you and your friends will really enjoy.
Whether you're trying to choose a bottle of wine from the shelf of your local grocery store for a dinner party, or you're on a date at a fancy or not so fancy restaurant, the most important thing to know about a bottle of wine is how much you can afford to spend on it.
A good bottle of wine can range anywhere from $10 to $10,000, so before you pick one out, set a price that you're willing to spend. And there's no shame in picking an inexpensive bottle. Depending on your own personal tastes, they can be as good or even better than the pricey stuff.
I always enjoy a bottle of wine better when I know that it didn't burn a hole in my wallet. And you should probably know that prices for wine in a restaurant can be up to twice as high as they would be in a store. There are literally thousands of different kinds of wine, so how do you know which ones you like and which ones you don't?
You don't, until you start trying them.
Everyone has different tastes, so the best wines are the ones that you like best.
When you try a wine you've never had before, take a moment to think about what you like or don't like about it, and make a mental note or even write it down. This is much easier when you're drinking your first glass than it is on your third or fourth or fifth.
Stop there. A lot of people find talking about wine intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. The first thing you should use to describe wine is its weight or body. This just means the thickness or viscosity of the wine. A good way to think about it is to compare it to milk. Skim milk is very thin or light-bodied, 2% is medium-bodied, and whole milk is thicker and creamier, it's fuller-bodied. You can use the same words when describing wine.
Next, you should know how to describe how the wine that you like tastes. Some good questions to ask yourself are things like, do you like fruity wines or savory ones? Bright and crisp or buttery and creamy? Do you like wines that are sweeter or on the drier side?
Be careful when using the word dry when describing a wine, though. That term can mean a few different things. It can mean a wine that's just not sweet, or it can mean a wine that's tannic. Tannins are molecules found in red wines that come from wine grapes' skin and stems. They're astringent and actually remove moisture from your mouth, leading to a very dry feeling. Wines with lots of tannins are usually best paired with food.
If you can find 3 or 4 descriptive words for the kinds of wine you like, you've got a pretty big head start to picking out a great bottle of wine.
Because most bottles don't really have detailed descriptions of the wine inside of them, the easiest way to find a good one is to ask someone for a recommendation.
Wine can be kind of expensive, so you don't want to waste your money on a bottle you won't even like. If you really want to pick out a perfect bottle or are just looking to try something new, ask the steward at your local wine shop.
If you want to pick the right wine to pair with your food in a restaurant, your server or bartender should be able to help you out.
Or if you're in a grocery store without a dedicated wine expert, the internet is a great place to learn about different wines. There are tons of websites and apps that rate wines and can help you find a great bottle in your price range.
Well, hopefully now you will be able to pick out a great bottle of wine that you don't hate. If you have any favorite kinds of wine, tips for finding good ones, or questions, please post them in the comments below.
And always keep in mind that when drinking wine, the company you share it with is far more important than the wine itself.
Hey Rachel, did you know that I used to be a web designer?
I did not. Maybe
now-
I should.
You do now.
Yes.
Did you know that it's way easier to be a web designer now, and what I used to get paid thousands of dollars for, you can do at Squarespace even better than what I could have done back then?
Tell me more.
Oh, I will. Squarespace lets users create websites or online stores with its all-in-one platform. If you're looking to make your next move on a business idea or want to launch a creative project, check out Squarespace. With award-winning templates and 24/7 customer support, you will have everything you need to create a website, build a portfolio, design an online store, and more. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a musician, artist, or designer, make your next move by visiting Squarespace. And you can get 10% off your first order using the code ADULT. We'd like that. That'd be great.
Bottle was a totally other name. Whoa, dang.
You did really good.
Yeah. Don't look into my eyes.
Okay. What happened?
I looked into his eyes.
So just don't do it. Get drunk at home.
Or box wine.
This is me. Okay. Tannins are usually best paired with food. Cookies. If you want to pick the right wine to pair it with a food in a restaurant, your server or bartender should be able to help you out, probably by suggesting a more expensive one. Superior grade cab!
And always keep in mind,
So you can get that, you really find that superior grade cab. Hurrah! Sunday, Sunday, Sunday! Superior. I want that superior extended cab.